Hey there, YouTube. I just wanted to give a brief overview on my black and white theme build. I actually built this 5 months ago. I just replaced the res, and I actually added a new drain plug-in. I replaced the coolant, the EK coolant in it, ran some new wires, ran some new tubing, just tidied it up a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to keep it exactly the way it is right now, but it's good enough for now. I'm going to start from the top just to say what I have. These are Alpha Cool Nexus UT60s. This is 360mm rad, and this is a 240 in the front. They're cooled by AeroCool dead silence fans. They're not the greatest rad fans out there, but they definitely look awesome and they fit my build quite nice. They're quite quiet too when you actually turn the fan down to about 1400. You can even turn them down to 800. I think they come stock at 4,000 RPMs until you turn them down on your motherboard. The motherboard is an MSI Crate SLI edition. It's a nice board. It's a nice looking board. Doesn't have too many bells and whistles like Bluetooth or enabled Wi-Fi on it, but it is pretty good for overclocking. The actual BIOS is really easy to work with. The CPU is an i7 5820K. I have it overclocked to a 4.5, and I did that quite easily. I'm not the greatest at overclocking. The RAM itself is Crucial Ballistics 2400 megahertz. Not the fastest RAM, but I don't have any high demand programs that I have to really use it. I more use it for gaming. A little bit of editing, but nothing serious. The power supply itself is an EVGA 1200 Supernova Platinum series. So far, so good. Can't say I've never had an EVGA power supply before, but I liked it. It's fully modular. It's perfect. I actually ended up going out and buying custom sleeving from EVGA. I didn't buy it from another company. The sleeving was nice, runs pretty good, it's stiff. I liked it. It probably cost me about $100 though. Found that kind of expensive, but it definitely fits my build. The originals came with black. There is one down here. Probably going to replace that back to the white. I do have it. The pump itself is a DVC EK as well. It's 3.2 DVC pump PWM, so you can control your fans on the motherboard using the CPU header. There is no built-on switch on the back of it. I was kind of disappointed about that at first, but I was recommended to pick this pump up because it's quite quiet, and I must admit I can't hear it. I can't even hear it running when the fans are off, or can't hear anything coming from this pump. The fans are the only thing I hear. The video card itself is a GTX HOF edition made by Galax, and the water block itself was actually a company from Diamond Cooling, which is located in Britain. The water block itself, I only had a few problems because I've never done this before. I never took an $800 card, took it apart, and put it together. But I also didn't get directions with this water block because it was so new, and I was actually on a waiting list, a pre-sale list for this water block. It was kind of a struggle for me, but I ended up figuring it out at the end. If you can see, it's definitely got some sag, that's for sure. I'm fixing it. I'm actually buying, you can buy now, things that fix the sag, and it'll straighten it up, and you actually just put it in over here, and it'll be a brace. It'll probably be acrylic. This and the CPU water block. The CPU water block is an EK CPU water block. It's full nickel, and so is the actual water block for the GPU. DVD-ROM drive, just an LG. I don't need a Blu-ray. I pretty much download everything I get. I didn't need a Blu-ray player. I probably couldn't, but most people don't even buy them anymore. They're kind of useless. You just download everything. You can preload your games, etc. I just bought it because I still had games in my possession, so that's the reason I did it. Show you. It's kind of hard to see this a little bit, but I'll show you the back and just the wiring I did, drain plugs. Yes, this is a hard drive. I did not want to put the 2.5-inch drive in the front. I wanted to hide it and not have it inside. It looked bulky. I just found it would kind of look ugly, so I just installed this in the back. And it does fit. It actually fit great. This is the wiring that I came up with. I ran everything. You see this case. It's a Corsair 760T Graphite Edition. This case is the best case I've ever built with. I've never built a water-cooled system before, but this case, it has everything. It's a breeze to connect everything, just all the cable management that it comes with. It's perfect. It was perfect for me anyways. There's drain plug right here. Just have it tied up for now. Not too much. This is the 850 EVO, my SSD that I have in here. This is a 500 gig. In the future, I'm going to have a 1 terabyte within the next month or so. Going right here, another 850 EVO. And I'm actually going to replace the operating system drive. I'm going to put it in an M2 slot, which is on the motherboard. I've never used M2, but it's what I want to go with. They're quite expensive when I was buying this. It's kind of hard to see just light-wise. A little better there. So here's the parts up close. Just going to try to keep this steady as I can for you to see. This rad just fit up top. If you're buying this case and you're installing a 60mm rad, make sure your motherboard, the headers up top, can actually fit. If you can see, I just squeezed mine in. And I actually, when I was building this computer, I never found one person that installed a 60mm rad. You can show me a link from when this, like 5-6 months ago when I built this. I couldn't find anybody that put a 60mm rad. They put them in the front, they put 80s, so you had plenty of room. You might even be able to put a monster rad in there. This rad, I never seen anybody with 60mm. I struggled to find it online, and I actually took a risk because everything I pretty much ordered was from the States. I'm from Canada. This cost me a fortune, so if I actually got it and then I had to send it back, it really would have been a pain in the ass, but it ended up working out. The LED strips that you see, there and there, are all dark side strips, and it's actually a company from Canada. They're amazing. The light they put out and the 3M tape that actually came with them was perfect. I couldn't get over how good the tape was. You'll definitely know if you were building them before and you were putting 3M tape. Some of the cheaper brands, like I have on my desk, the tape is terrible. They wouldn't stick, they wouldn't do anything. This tape is perfect. The only drawback I have with these lights was eventually the controller, which is right here. If you see, I press purple, it goes green. That happened probably 3 months ago. Why that's doing that, I have no idea. I don't really care. I usually only run it on white. But if you do fade, everything else, all the colors do work. It's just they're not the color you're selecting. So cream or this red is actually blue, etc. But yeah, besides that, they were good. I don't understand why this happened. Not sure if I could get my money back for that, but I'm not really too concerned about it. Let's put it on fade. So I'll show you in detail. I'm trying to steady this camera. I'm using a C920 Logitech to shoot this video. So bear with me, I've never really used it to record, or the only thing I've ever done is stream with it. Anybody that says to, I've seen people say online about the Crate Edition how it actually lights a blue light somewhere around here. You can actually turn that off, and I've seen numerous people say it on Newegg. I've never posted, I never did any reviews on any of the parts I bought. I wanted to use this computer for a while and then go from there, and then probably post reviews later on. Also, the tubing I bought was Primal Chill tubing. The tubing's really stiff. It's excellent. All my compression fittings, which are straight compression fittings, I couldn't afford the angle fittings at the time. I was going way overboard. Bits Power alone is probably the most expensive compression fittings you can get, let alone getting all the angle fittings. You're like, I'd say I was into a few $100s just in fittings, and that's only straight fittings. But that's the Canadian dollar to American dollar, and shipping. Shipping was expensive. It was a bitch. I had to put razors on this, extensions, 20 mils. So when I actually got this GPU, I put it together and then realized I can't even install this right away because I need an extension to get above this GPU water block. As you can see right there, you can see why. The GPU water block too is pretty much, they ask you what you want on it. You could pretty much do anything, and they would do laser etching on everything. I have like a little logo, Hallie. I'm from Halifax, Nova Scotia, so I actually have it engraved on the back. It's a little bit rough to see light-wise. You can't see it. Really tough to see. They made that quite small. I don't think there's anything I'm forgetting. I just wanted to